Hello, dear students. How are you all? Hope you all are fine. Hope you all are fit and healthy at your home. I'm Sandhya Patel, your science teacher from Saint Mary High School. So, today we are going to start a very interesting chapter that is nutrition in animals. So, today we are going to start a very interesting chapter that is chapter number 2, nutrition in animals of class 7 science. So, in the previous chapter, what we have studied about nutrition in plants. In that, we have seen that plants can prepare their own food by the process of photosynthesis, but animals cannot. Animals get their food from plants, either directly by eating plants or indirectly by eating animals that eat plants. We know that some animals eat both plants and animals, and they are known as omnivores. So, today we are going to see the nutrition in animals. Let's start. Animal nutrition. First, we will see what is animal nutrition. The process of taking food by an animal and its utilization in the body is called animal nutrition. We know that what is nutrition, right? The process of taking food is known as nutrition, and its utilization in the body is known as nutrition. And take con- similarly, if we consider animals, then it is known as animal nutrition. Next line. Animal nutrition includes nutrient requirement, mode of intake of food, and its utilization in the body. Animal nutrition, what does it mean? What does it include? It includes nutrient requirement. Nutrient requirement means that whatever whatever nu- whatever nutrient required by the animal, right? And then mode of intake of food. The animal is intake how the animal is intaking or eating the food and its utilization in the body. Utilization of the body means by taking the food gives us energy and various nutrients, right? So that is used for the growth and development of the body. That is known as utilization. Now next slide. The components of food such as carbohydrates are complex substances which cannot be utilized by the body. Now there are some complex substances now there are some complex substances like carbohydrates. So these are the component of food that cannot be directly utilized by body. So what they need to do, it's written here. So they are broken down into similar substances. So these carbohydrates are needed to be broken down into the simpler substances. The process of breakdown of complex components of food into simple substances is called digestion. What is digestion? When we have just read we see that we just read that the components such as carbohydrate are very complex substances. They cannot be directly utilized by the body. So what they are required, they should be broken down into simpler substance. And the breaking down of the complex component into the simpler substance is called digestion. There are two methods of digesting food. That is physical method, including chewing and grinding of food in mouth, and chemical method, addition of digestive juices to the food by the body itself. So basically there are two methods which are there. That is physical method in that include chewing and grinding of the food in the mouth, and the second one is chemical method. In that what happens? The body adds the digestive juice into the food. Now, different ways of taking food. So we know that in different animals there are different ways of taking food. Each species or type of organism has their own way of taking in food. This we all know that in different species, in different organisms, in different animals, there are different way of taking in the food. Bees and hummingbirds, bees and hummingbirds suck plant nectars in front of humans, and some animals feed on mother's milk. Now you can easily observe in this picture. This is the hummingbird and this is the bee. So what they do? They suck the nectar from the flower and they use that nectar as a food. Similarly, in front of human, we know all that a newborn baby basically rely on the mother's milk. Similarly, in other animals, they also feed on the mother's milk. Snakes such as python consume the animal upon which they prey. So see this picture. This is a python. You can see that he is you can see that he is eating something. This is right? So what they do? They prey upon the different animals and consume them as a food. Aquatic animals filter small food particles floating close by and feed on them. So what aquatic animals, how they feed? They feed by the small food particles that are floating around them. So this way they eat the food. So these are the different ways of taking food by the different animals or different organisms. Now let's move ahead. Now let's see digestion in humans. We have seen that how the different animals is taking in the food. So first we will see how the digestion in humans takes place. Now see carefully this figure. This is the human digestive system. So in this figure there are different parts been labeled. So in this diagram different parts been labeled. Now let's see. The food components pass through a continuous canal which begins at the buccal cavity and at the anus. So what does it mean? It means that whatever we eat, the food component where they pass through, they actually begins from this buccal cavity. So whatever food we eat, it comes in the mouth, in the buccal cavity, and continuous can and pass through this continuous canal up to this anus. Now let's see. The canal can be divided into various components. The canals can be divided into various compartments, which are they? First is the buccal cavity, then food pipe or esophagus, then stomach, small intestine, large intestine, ending in the rectum. The anus. So these parts together form the alimentary canal or digestive tract. So these are the different compartments of this canal which are being indicated and which are being labeled in this diagram. So these whole parts together form the alimentary canal or you can say digestive tract. So let's see. This is the buccal cavity. This is the salivary gland. This is the esophagus. This is stomach. Then small intestine, large intestine, rectum and anus. So these whole form the human digestive system. The food components gradually get digested as food travels through the various compartments. Now what here it is written that whatever component as a food we take in, they gradually get digested as soon they gradually get digested as they passes through the various compartments that are present in the alimentary canal. The inner walls of the stomach and the small intestine and the various glands associated with the canal such as salivary gland, liver and pancreas which secrete digestive juice. Now the inner wall of stomach, what they contain? Now the inner wall of stomach and small intestine. Now the inner wall of the stomach and the small intestine, they consist of various glands such as salivary gland, liver and pancreas. What they do? They secrete digestive juice which help in the digestion of the food. The digestive juices convert complex substances of food into simpler ones. So this digestive juice basically help in converting the complex substance like carbohydrates into simpler ones. The digestive tract and the associated gland together constitute the digestive system. Now this whole digestive tract and associated gland, that is this gland, salivary gland, liver and pancreas, they together constitute the digestive system. So once again see the figure, right? So we are seeing this is the gland, salivary gland, this is the liver and this is the pancreas, right? So they form whole digestive system. Now let's move ahead. Human digestive system. Now let's see the different compartments or different parts of the human digestive system. First, the mouth and buccal cavity. We have seen that where is the mouth and buccal cavity? Here. This is the mouth and this is whole buccal cavity. Now let's read. The process of taking food into the body is called ingestion. Whatever we eat, that process is known as ingestion. Whatever we eat as a food, whatever we eat as a component, whatever we eat is known as whatever food we eat is known as ingestion. The buccal cavity is more commonly known as mouth and it is the beginning of digestive system for humans. So basically the most commonly known buccal cavity name is mouth. So it is the beginning of digestive system for humans. As we have seen in the figure, right? So we take the food inside the mouth. So the human digestive system begins from the mouth or you can say buccal cavity. It consists of the tongue and teeth. We know that in mouth we have tongue as well as the teeth. Teeth help in chewing food and breaking down food into smaller particles. What does teeth do? They help in chewing and also breaking down the food into smaller particles. Tongue. Fleshy muscular organ attached at the back to the floor of the buccal cavity. We know that where is the tongue are attached, they are actually attached at the floor in the back of the buccal cavity, and it is a fleshy muscular organ. Saliva is secreted in the mouth and helps in the breakdown of the food. So saliva is basically helping in the breakdown of the food which is been secreted into the in the mouth. Now let's see what is teeth. Teeth. The food is cut by the teeth inside the mouth. Teeth mechanically break the food into small pieces. These teeth vary in appearance. Each tooth is rooted in a separate socket in the gums. Now carefully observe this figure. What you can say, see, there are teeth, right? So what teeth actually do? They basically cut the food down with the which is they cut the food inside. They are basically Teeth are basically present into in the mouth, and they help in the cutting of the food. Teeth mechanically break the food into small particles or small pieces, and teeth are different in appearance. Tooth is rotated in the separate socket. They are been rooted in separate socket in the gums. There are four types of teeth, which are the incisors, canines, premolars, and molars. See in the figure, what you can observe. This is an incisor. This four teeth is incisor. These two teeth are canine. Then these two and these two are premolars, and these three are molar. So these are the different types of teeth present in our mouth. Now let's see one by one all of them. Incisors. These are the four scissor-shaped incisors at the center of each jaw for biting and cutting the food. You can easily observe in your mouth that there are four scissor-shaped incisors at the center of each jaw, right? In the center there are four teeth and they are incisors. And basically what they do, they help in biting as well as cutting the food into the small pieces. Canines. These are two large pointed teeth just behind incisors in its jaw for piercing and tearing the food. So canine is located just behind. Canines are located just behind the incisors. These are the two larger pointed teeth, and they help in piercing and tearing of the food. Now the third type is premolars. These are four large premolars with a flat surface behind the canines in each jaw for grinding and chewing. So there are four premolar teeth. They are larger than the large, and they have flat surface. And what they do? They help in chewing and grinding of the food. Then molars. In an adult, these are six large molars with a flat surface behind the premolars in each jaw for grinding. So there are six molar teeth which are with a flat surface, and they are behind the premolar jaw. They are behind the premolar teeth and is used for grinding. Now let's see tongue. Carefully observe the picture. This is the tongue, and there are different regions of different tastes present in the tongue. Now let's see what is tongue. It is a muscular organ, fleshy in nature, attached to the back of the base of the buccal cavity. It is a muscular organ, and it is something fleshy in nature, right? And where they are attached at the back of the base in the buccal cavity. It is free from the front and can help in mixing saliva with the food, swallowing the food, talking or speaking, and tasting with the help of taste buds for sweet, salt, sour, and bitter food. So what they are used for, why the tongue are used? They basically mix the saliva with the food and help in the swallowing the food. Also, they help in speaking and tasting with the help of different taste buds present in the tongue. So which are the taste buds? They are sweet. Which are the different tastes? They are sweet, salt, sour, and bitter food. They help in tasting this type of food. It helps in mixing saliva with food while chewing and aids in swallowing. You just said right that it helps in mixing saliva with the food and also helps in swallowing the food which we eat. The tongue possesses taste buds that help us recognize different tastes. So as we just seen that there are different taste buds present on the tongue, so they help in recognizing the different taste of the different food. Salivary, salivary glands secrete saliva, which breaks down starch into sugars. So salivary gland present. So salivary gland secrete saliva, which helps in breaking down of sugar into starch. Breaking down of starch into sugars. So this was the use of tongue. This is how we use the tongue. Now let's see process taking place in the buccal cavity. Now we know that in buccal cavity there are teeth and tongue. They are used for different purpose. Now let's see how the whole process of chewing and swallowing takes place in the mouth. Food is taken into the body through mouth, right? Whenever we eat, we keep the food inside our mouth. As we ingest food, the salivary glands present in the mouth start its digestion. So as soon as we take in the food, what happens? The salivary gland present in the mouth, they start secreting the saliva, which start the digestion. The teeth present in the buccal cavity cut the food into small pieces by chewing and grinding it. And the teeth which is present in the buccal cavity helps in the chewing and grinding and cutting the food items into the small pieces. Salivary glands secrete a watery liquid called saliva. This we all know, right? The salivary glands, what they secrete? They secrete saliva. This saliva contains digestive enzymes which help in partial digestion of food, that is starch. So what this saliva do? They contain certain digestive enzymes which help in the partial digestion of food. The tongue helps in mixing saliva with food. This partially digested food is swallowed by the tongue and passed down to esophagus or food pipe. So then after cutting and chewing of the food with the help of teeth, what does the tongue do? It helps in mixing the saliva with the food. And due to this, the partial digestion starts, and this partially digested food, what happened? It gets swallowed with the help of tongue and it is passed down to the esophagus, or we can say food pipe. Now let's see the second part, that food pipe. So for today this was only, we have studied, just quickly revise what we have studied. We have studied that why the nutrition is in animals important, how this animal, what is animal nutrition, and we see the different ways of taking food by different animals. Then we see the human digestive system and digestion in human. In human digestive system, we have seen the first part, that is the mouth and the buccal cavity. In the mouth and buccal cavity, what relies? Teeth and tongue, right? And there are four different type of teeth, that are incisor, canines, premolar and molar, while the tongue, they have different taste buds which help in tasting the different type of food. So for today, this was only homework time. This is the two questions which you have to solve as your homework. So thank you so much.